Hey everybody, what's happening? Today's the day we're going to be installing the Bassani Road Rage 2-in-1 on the 07 Nightrain. So I'll walk you through the entire process of doing this, from taking the Vance Hines off that are on there now to installing the Bassanis and all the stuff we need to do. So let's get into it. So here's the tools we're going to be using. I've got the bushings, I've got a tool to put in. This is for, these go into the exhaust ports, they're crush washers. Got all my Craftsman sockets and everything. I've got some extensions. We're going to need these to pull out the other crush washers. We need an O2 sensor. I'm going to take off the back foot peg, so we're going to need these. And the reason you'll see for the long one is because I really got to get in there, and it's a real tight space to get that back foot peg off. And then a couple screwdrivers, because we have to take the heat shields off. So I'm going to take this off, and the part that I was talking about, I'm going to take this off too, but I need to get that star socket in there. And we got to take off the heat shields first on the front and back. I've got O2 sensors on here. Where are they? Yeah, I've got an O2 sensor down there, and there's one over there. So we'll get all that done. That's it. Okay, actually the first thing we have to do is remove this snap ring so we can get the back foot pedal off. And these are tricky. There's really no technique. That one wasn't on very good. Make sure that goes back on. I want to be really careful of the pipes. So actually, let me get a towel and cover the pipes up. I just need something to put right in here. Well, I take this off so I don't scratch them. Okay, so this is a Torx. So a T50. This guy in here. There you go. That easy. So we'll take this guy off just to give us a little more room. And I'm going to get the thread chaser kit. Look at this. So we're going to clean that out later, not right now. So that was a T50. Okay, now all we have to do is start taking off the heat shield. So they're really just clamps, nothing really that special, but we got to be careful, I do not want to scratch these pipes, so I'm going to try to take my time and just get these off of here as easily as I can. And I'm going to completely undo the clamp. And what I mean by that is I want it to actually come out the other side here, so I can pull it off and it will separate. I'll show you when I get it off of here. Okay, that one's separated. Let's get this guy. Anytime you're working with black, powder coated, or any kind of black, hardware, you gotta be really careful. Once you scratch it, it's done. Okay, there's the second one. And then we got one more here. Can you see that? There she is. Let's get this guy. Again, just being really as careful as we can. Okay. And the way these come off is they come down. They're really kind of weird, but makes sense. Pull them off and actually slide off of here. All right, so that's one. This one's a little more challenging because the clamps are kind of on the outside, on the bottom. The black powder coating, excuse me. No matter what you do, it kind of gets, you know, not really scratched, but kind of scraped up. Like any little something that rubs against it the wrong way, it leaves a mark. And you know, they're black. Okay, same with this. Just gotta loosen it and pull it back. Yeah, it's not easy. So just got to get in here. There's two bolts, I got to loosen those. And I've got O2 sensors down here that you can't see. O2 sensor right there, and one on the other pipe that I have to take off. So let me get my wrenches. Yeah, 1/2 inch. Shouldn't be crazy tight on there. I was taking these off on my 04 and I totally wrecked this piece right here. Like, sorry, I scratched the hell out of that where the VIN number is with the side of the wrench or the side of the socket, and that wasn't cool. This one's a little more difficult. You can see it in there. I'm going to do the hard one first. Yeah, this longer extension is pretty good. And then we also got, once I get these guys off, we've also got like the bracket, the mounting bracket as well on the bottom. So you can see the mounting bracket down here, right there. I got to take that off. So I'm going to put you guys back in the stand. And this won't go down low enough, but you'll be able to see. I just need to figure out what size this is. Definitely not a 1/2 inch. And I think I just want to take this all off together. Probably 9/16. And that wasn't on there at all. Jeez. That was not on there tight at all, guys. Huh. Okay. I should be able to pull the pipes off. Move y'all back here so you can see this a little better. So the way that I do it is I want to get it off the mount first. I just don't, there's no trick to it. You just gotta, you just gotta get it off of there. I'm going to try to get the O2 sensors off first, though. You guys see that it's right there. Oh, and another thing, I don't need to do it right now. This usually keeps sliding down. I should have actually taken the O2 sensors off first. You know what? That's okay. This is going to be hard because of the front. This makes it impossible. Let me see if this back one is any easier. This one might be easier to get. And then the front one I can probably just take off. Let me see that. Yeah. It's going to be challenging, to say the least. But I'm up for the challenge, because that's what we do, guys. Let's see if this backwards, see if I can do this without busting my knuckles. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a knuckle buster. And am I going the right direction? Lefty loosey. Try to go the other direction. This didn't feel, it didn't feel right. Yeah, I'm not sure what direction to go. Real time figuring it out. Real time. You know you guys are going the other way, dummy. Hey, sorry. All right, plan B. I had these off once before, so we'll just have to figure it out, man. And I'll cut all this crap out. I think I should probably work on getting the pipes off so I can get in there. Okay. Okay. Now, let me see if I can get them off. That way's looser. So normally I would cut stuff like this out, but I really wanted you guys to see some of the things you may run into and how to like assess it in real time and, you know, figure it out. So what was happening here was the O2 sensor socket was going around the bolt, but as I tried to loosen it, I think the way there's a cutout in the socket, I think it was catching on the actual exhaust pipe itself. So I worked this for the longest time trying to figure it out, and I was actually loosening the bolt, and it turns out in the end here that I was actually able to unscrew these with my hand, so it was weird. That is not good. It can't be seized on there. I don't understand why that's not coming off. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Wow, guys. What a colossal pain in the butt. Didn't like that at all. Now let me inspect my cam plate and see if I scratched the shit out of it. No. Okay. Next thing we got to do is take the bushings out of there, the crush washers, out of the exhaust ports. So really just going to fish it out with this guy. That's it. So this was one of these guys. It's really just, I don't know, look at that. It's almost like a fabric. And it's gonna be the same thing on the front. Just grab. That's it. Huh. All right, let me go grab the thread chaser kit. Okay, I got the thread chaser kit. It'll be a 5/16 thread chaser. It's going to go on a 13 millimeter for the nut, the actual thread chaser nut itself. And really all you do it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple. You know, since the threads are kind of like gummy, you just want to run this up there. It won't cut the thread at all. It's just going to go up in there and just kind of clean everything out. So, which is good. Just want the threads to be nice and clean. It's really just all there is to it, just like that. Just get all that gunk. If there's any gunk on the threads, like old Loctite, anything like that, it's just gonna go in there and clean it out, which is good. And for the Bassanis, even though I know what I'm doing with the exhaust, we're going to read the instructions, or it's going to follow whatever they say we need to do. Get it started. Be careful not to scratch the frame. Like I said, the previous owner, he was, I don't know if he did any actual work on the bike, you know, like other than doing cosmetic improvements or enhancements. I don't think he did any engine work, but he was very clean in his work and very meticulous. So I do appreciate that. Not a lot of crap on this bike. So I too will try to follow that. You don't have to get nuts with this. You just want to, you know, run up the threads and make sure that when you put everything back together, it's smooth. So I put gloves on and I decided before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and I hate when people say that. Before I do anything else, I'm going to, you know, do the thread chaser on this stuff, because once I start to put it back together, that's it. I won't remember. So let me see what we got here. And these threads are more separated. The wind is picking up here, and it's my least favorite thing. Okay, that's it. Now we just got to find the right size here. Okay, it looks like it's a 15 millimeter. I'm gonna get this done before it gets too windy. I mean, it really is just that simple. It just goes on there, and I can see there's a little bit of Loctite up here. Look at that, just right through it. They look very good. And get this bolt that came off of there. Same deal. Probably just do this one by hand. Just want to clean all that crud off of there. When I was taking the brake calipers off the other day, when I took the front wheel off, you can watch that video, removing a front wheel. The brake caliper bolts were kind of seized on there. I had to get a rubber mallet. And it was because somebody, I don't know who, used, I think, red Loctite, and it was just, they were just a mess. Go check it out on the video. I hold the bolts up. You can see they were just a mess. I think that's pretty good. One thing I haven't tried yet is going like inside like that. So I'll make sure I get the right size. That's it, folks. Like, how long did that take? No time at all, right? Yeah, that looks good. I'm super happy with that. All right. I'm gonna reuse this hardware for the pipes, but let's get back up to the Bassanis. From what I could gather, to take these that came with the kit and screw them into here loosely. All I did was I took what was already there. I'll do it again, I don't mind. So what was already there, the stock, that I took the Bassanis off, because it feels like it's going to be the same whether I put new bolts in there or use this, just use what was on there and just snug them down just a little bit, because we're going to have to adjust it, move it back and forth. So I decided to do it this way. Whether that's going to be right or wrong, we'll find out. And now it's saying to slide the stock flanges onto the head pipes and carefully install the circlips into the head pipes using snap ring pliers. They're still on the pipe, so I'll show you. They're talking about these guys here. So these are still on the Bassanis. Just need to take these off and get them on the new guy. And if I can remember, these will just come off of here. Try not to damage too much. Well, that's how I do it. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be done. And the wind's picking up. Don't like the wind, folks. Like, I'm in the San Fernando Valley, and it just blows like crazy in here. And we'll start very carefully cutting this stuff off of here. Yeah, those are the heat shields, so I want to be really careful and not scratch those up, not scratch anything up at all, to be honest with you. Now y'all may recall I had a set of Bassanis on one of my 07 Nightrains. And they were like the Street Pro turnouts, something like that. And I just wasn't a big fan of the look. They sounded great. They're in my exhaust video if you guys want to check that out. But I just wasn't a fan of the way they turned out on the end now. I think Bassanis are great pipes, and we're going to see here when I get these on if I can get some of the torque that I used to have in my Thunder headers. That's really what I'm looking for, and we'll see. I think that I'll get the torque that I'm looking for, the butt torque and the high-end torque. If not, I'm going to go with a cam kit, maybe a fueling. I think for my riding style, fueling's probably good. All right, so let's figure this out. Okay, the purpose of the flanges is, of course, to secure this onto the exhaust port. But also, this here is to keep the flange from coming off. Okay, so if I got that on right, that comes up. Yeah. Did you guys get that? So this goes on here, and then this goes in front of it so it doesn't come off. And I'm going to try to put this on again with my hand. Not hard, not hard. Slide the stock flanges onto the head pipes, which is what we just did. And carefully install the circlips under the head pipes using snap ring pliers. Always make sure the circlip is seated fully in the exhaust flange recess before securing the flange onto the cylinder head. Yeah. Okay, we can do that. Slide the head pipe assembly in and upward from the can cover into the ports and secure loosely. I wonder when I'm going to need to put the O2 sensors on. Actually, I got to put the crush washers in there. Didn't say anything about that. So I've got a tool, and I'm going to try it. And I'm going to give it a shot here. It's supposed to. No. I didn't like that at all. You know what? I don't like that. It's not fitting on there right. Nope. Not going to use it. Just try to push this in with my hand. I just kind of work this in with my thumb. So that's in there pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's do the back one. That tool, I may just send it back to Amazon because it's no good. I'm going to do the same thing back here. I'm just going to try to get it in there with my thumbs. I think that's good, my friends. Okay. That's in there pretty good. All right, now let's put the Bassanis in as instructed. So it's saying to lift them up from the cam side. Okay. Yeah, I really just want to get a couple of these nuts like started on here, just to keep it kind of in place, really. I'm not trying to tighten anything down or anything like that. Yeah, okay, these are 1/2 inch. I'm going to need room to move everything around. and make sure that these are seated in here. These have to have enough free play in them to move. So there they are, fit on the back. And they're on the front. Okay. And I'm holding it up with my ankle, by the way, and it hurts. There you go. Stay. Okay. All right, guys. Now I have to get these O2 sensors in. There's that. Oh, it's right there. Maybe this is going to be easier. Did Bassani just make this easier on me? So I think Bassani just made this a whole lot easier. If you can see it, but the O2 sensor is now up here rather than being down on the frame. So I'm going to cut this. And I'll redo that later, but how awesome is that? I 100% love that. Same with this one here. So it's right there. So I don't want to tighten anything down yet. I want to go back to the instructions real quick and just make sure we're on track. I've got them right here. Okay. Slide the T-bolt clamp on the muffler carefully. And then slide the muffler over the collector. Leave loose for adjustment later. The tab on the back side of the muffler should line up with the mounting bracket. Attach the muffler to the mounting bracket. Okay, so we slide this over here carefully. Okay. All right. Okay. I believe I just want to get it to line up with. I don't want to get the hole to line up down here. Okay. I believe we got that. I'm not sure if they want me to make sure this is all the way up here. Okay. Now what, guys? Attach the muffler to the mounting bracket. Well, I think we've got to tighten these guys down. That's my next move. So that's what I'm going to do before I put the heat shields on or anything. And I'm doing it like one side a little bit, then the other side. I'm just trying to get it to crush into that crush washer evenly, and to make sure we're flush against the exhaust port. It feels pretty snug. A little bit at a time. That feels good, nice and snug. You get these O2 sensors. Bassani, you did it right. Bassani, you did it right with these O2 sensors. No doubt about it. Can I get this in here? Without scratching the motor. Okay, still. This is done right, guys. Patience, I think, is probably the best commodity you could have. Patience, which I don't have a lot of, and I think that's another reason why I like working on the bikes so much. It's because it kind of forces me to be patient. Can I get this tightened down with my hand? And then get one good turn with this guy. Just one good turn. I think that's all we need. But I love the way Bassani did this. They nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. If I could just figure out how to get the O2 sensor socket off, we'd be in business. There it is. Okay. Guys, I like that. All right. So this is going to go on like that. All right. And these have to, just like when we were taking them off before, I got to loosen them so comes like completely apart, like that. So there's an odd number of clamps. I just need to figure out where they go. And there's one big clamp that I'm assuming is going to go where the heat shield goes right there, but we'll see. All right. Just going to get all these loosened up and prepared to put on. And this is kind of what I thought too. So I'm just going to turn around and kind of visualize how the pipes go on so I can see which way to thread the clamps through. I'm going to tighten this at the top. I'm being very careful not to scratch anything. Comes up through here. There. Okay. And then these, like that. So these are the tops. We will do the same. That's the top. This is the top. All right, let's see if I can get these on here without scratching them too much. Hoping the gloves will help. Right, and then also this goes in there. Okay. Okay. Now let's get this. Let's do this one first. So I'm really just feeding it back in through where the screw is, where the clamp mechanism is, and so far it's not been that difficult. This one may be a little more problematic because I can't get my fingers around the pipe. How tight do these need to be on here? Snug. That's it. You don't have to crank them down. You're just holding the heat shields on. Let's see. Yeah, that looks better there. And I think that one's going to be there. I want to get this one started first because it is like up against something not like. I don't really see where I have a choice. Kind of have to do it right there. I'm really surprised at how easy this is to get these going. I'm going to try it with the shorter screwdriver. I could take the air filter off, I suppose, but it was interesting. And nobody said I had to tighten this down yet. Is that a 7/16? Yes, all right. I'm not really sure where this goes, so okay. I like that. Okay, so we got these on. They look amazing. Look at that. The sun's right at my back, so you're gonna see my shadow. Sorry. All right, let's start these bad boys up. All right, so we got them installed. Let's see what they sound like. They sound amazing.
They sound good, man. The bike feels more responsive to the throttle. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I can feel it, like it's not as high-endy as the Vance Hines Big Shot Staggered. It's got a low rumble to it. And if I didn't know the difference, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between these and the Thunderheaders. I gotta be honest with myself. These feel pretty damn good. They look good too. Hell yeah! There we go. 40 miles an hour. Very responsive. Alright, I'm loving these Bassanis. Sounding good, man. Feeling good, sounding good. Yeah, now that I'm riding a little bit, I can definitely feel the torque on these, or the torque on the motorcycle. I guess it's just the nature of 2-in-1 exhaust. Like I said, I had the FP3 fuel pack and I tuned the bike. I flashed the bike for the Bassani Road Rage 2s, which is this, and the high flow air filter, which is the Screaming Eagle one on here. Yeah, I'm really happy with these.
So yeah, guys, I got them installed, and I have to tell you, man, it was so much fun doing this. I love working on the bike, and I love when things work out like this. And y'all saw when I was riding, I wasn't as enthusiastic as I was feeling, let me tell you. When I took off, the butt torque was amazing. And when I hit it in, I think I was at 40 miles an hour. When I pulled it on 40 miles an hour, oh my God, it just took off. It just took off. They're amazing. I love them. They're beautiful, and they sound incredible. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch up with y'all later.